Alrighty. Alright, we are back into it, and we're going to be in the second game here. Are you there, Fekes? Can you hear me? Oh, maybe.
Hey,
There it is. It works.
I was saying I'm here all the time, everywhere, but then I clicked the wrong button and I didn't unmute my mic, so that was a complete falsehood.
It's okay. I had a similar issue earlier before, but we're into it. We're into the second game here of Drexel versus Pitzer, and this time Drexel is going to be on the blue side.
Yeah, and we're actually seeing the bans come out already. The Nasus being taken away from Pitzer, not a surprise there. Pretty big factor. Even if you shut the Nasus down, still going to farm and farm and farm. And he went a gold route. He went to Kleptomancy and Ancient Coins, so he got a ton of gold early on. And that death that he got from Jacqueline early on didn't even matter. So they're going to take away the Nasus, also taking away the Zed as well. Meanwhile, on the side of Pitzer, we do have the Thresh band out once again, keeping that away from Raykira, as well as the Caitlyn being taken away from the Miracle. I'm sorry, the ADC of Drexel Miracle. They're supposed to be in, unless they're having a bit of a role swap, we might be seeing the jungler from Drexel go to support and support go to jungle.
That could be a possibility. I was just noticing that in chat they had their who was ranked what in different areas, and I think Rakira is the highest ranked person on this Drexel team, this squad specifically. They were sitting at gold 1 for the current season, so or no, they weren't gold 1. I think they were platinum 2 already. Actually, they had I don't remember. They were the highest person on their team though, so they might be trying to put that person into more of a carry role instead of being on the support there to try and help them out here in this second matchup, as we see the Shen is going to be their first pick.
Yes, Shin has become flavor of the month, so they're going to pick that one up. Shin support has been a big thing in high elos. I do see Prototype, or the the current champion ADC on Maryville, complaining about Shin support, so we might be seeing that one. Could also go top, of course, but we do see the Vayne being taken away, and actually banned by Pitzer, considering Drexel was first pick. They didn't want to give away a first pick Vayne. And we see a Kinnan being locked in. Have not seen a Kinnan in a good while.
All we need is an Akali, and we have the trio, and we're good.
Oh.
That's all we need, man. It's a secret. Well, they're on opposite teams though, so.
Yeah. I mean, say those are the three ninjas. Yeah. I'm trying to remember if Irelia is kind of part of that clan. I don't remember where Irelia.
Irelia is just part of Ionia, is what it is. They're all from that area.
She's Ionian. Yeah, she's an Ionian. They're not technically ninjas. They're just fighters, I suppose. But
yeah, she just hangs out with them occasionally because they're kids.
We do have a Kha'Zix being locked in for Pitzer.
Vi
going to be answering that one back. They're picking an order here, which is very interesting. But again, that Shin could also go support.
Yeah, and then we see Captain Communist is picking up that Ziggs this time instead of the Fizz. Obviously, he had a little bit of problems with the Ziggs, so maybe trying to counter pick here. We'll see what they decide to go with. But Kennen is also kind of a flex pick as well. You can send Kennen in a lot of different places, but the Blitzcrank comes out there, and the Blitzcrank is going to be the support for Port, it seems.
Yeah, switching over from that Leona to the Blitzcrank. Of course, we saw Rakira picking up Blitzcrank last game. Didn't quite get the hooks that he wanted to on Squishy Carry. Squishy Carry was playing the Vayne, tumbled out, did very well avoiding a lot of those Blitzcrank hooks. Of course, got caught out a couple times with the Crystalline Ash arrow, Enchanted Crystalline arrow, and also followed up by Blitzcrank hook. But it wasn't enough for them to really capitalize on. But we'll get to that in just a moment. There are so many ADC bans coming out right now.
Welcome to the ADC bans. They were mad. Riot. I feel like Riot realized that everybody was sad about ADCs not doing so hot the last couple of years. And they're like, all right, we're going to buff the crap out of ADCs so that people can carry on them again. And you see here that there's 4 ADC bans already with 2 more bans left on the board. There goes the Ashe. That makes number 5. And is the last ban going to be one as well? Both sides, it is kind of odd to see both sides not pick up an ADC in the first rotation.
Well, I was going to say, at this rate, it looks like Pitzer might have to put Kinnan as ADC, because you can do that.
You can, yeah.
Is an option. There's, Xayah also banned out. There are still plenty of ADCs, whether or not they're meta or not is up for contention, but that's where we're at right now. Tristana, Xayah, Ashe, Kalista, Caitlyn, and Vayne all banned out. If you want to throw Thresh in there, that's another bottom lane pick. That is a heavy emphasis on ADCs.
Yeah, this bot lane matchup is turning into exactly what we saw in the first game, kind of back and forth. And then instantly, Sivir is picked up for the side of Pitzer, and followed up by the Jinx for Drexel. Jinx did get changed a little bit, and they are calling it a buff. And I'm not going to lie, I played a couple games today, and I'm pretty sure Jinx was in every single match that I played today.
Yeah.
So Jinx is kind of coming back out of the meta as one of those hyper carries. And Sivir, I believe, was played in LCK the other day, because I remember reading the story about how they had the longest game ever with Sivir. But yeah, it's an interesting kind of a mix-up here with all those ADC bans. Kind of get to see ones that we haven't really seen in a long time. Sivir had her heyday probably a year ago, it feels like, but haven't seen her much time.
And season 1. Let's not forget about season 1.
Of course. Season 1's important. But Alistar is going to be the last pickup here, it looks like, as well, for the side of Drexel, rounding out their team comp finally. Alistar Jinx is a pretty decent combo. You're able to keep the Jinx safe. And, ooh, that's going to be... Yeah, so that makes Kennen going to the top lane, it looks like, and Talon in the mid to counter the Ziggs.
So yeah, he played the Ziggs last game, which Talon is a complete different play style. More the side of what Captain Communist played last game as far as the Ziggs goes. So going to be very interesting. But we do have our teams. We have the Shin in the top lane. That is going to be the top lane Shin, considering the Alistar was picked up by Khan in the bot side. And yeah, Ruff, we actually do have the jungle and the support switching on the side of Drexel. So that is also going to affect the game plan of both sides, because you get used to one way of jungling. Now you have to get used to a completely different way. And that's also the synergy in the bot lane too. Let's not forget about that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Bot lane synergy is something, as somebody as a support main, it is something that's heavily overlooked. Like playing with a new person every game is hard enough as it is. Playing with a new person every game that's going to play completely different than the last person you played with is really, really taxing. It's mentally taxing as a support player, to be honest, is all it really is. Is because you're sitting there, it's like, all right, cool, I'm going to go in and we're going to do this and it'll be great. Everything's going to work out. We've done it before, you know, our ADC be on the same page, and then you switch it up like this and switch roles around, and now if this Alistar goes in without Jinx being ready, there could be some issues. We'll see how it goes though. I felt like Khan didn't do too bad on the Sejuani last game, had some really good ganks on bottom, and I felt it was more their team fighting that caused issues. But we'll see if this change is really going to make the difference and bring Drexel back here to make it 1-1 in this series or not.
Yeah, and I would like to think that they have practiced both combinations, both ways, both role swappings, to be able to be used to have some sort of a familiarity. We're gonna see if that actually pays off, or if it's something that's present in the game as we do count down. But they have solved their problem with the wave clear with the Ziggs, and Jinx can also wave clear decently from afar as well. But Ziggs is pretty much all you need to wave clear. So Drexel, I like their comp better this time around. The comp for Pitzer, a little bit different. You have a lot of off picks here with the Kennen, with the Talon, and Severe, if you want to even call that one an off pick. I feel like Severe is coming in more in the meta, but a lot of different things, factors on the side of Pitzer right now.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to have another interesting game. I feel like, though, this game might rotate around the junglers, Murphy and Rakira 13 this time, though, because they're both on fairly aggressive junglers. Kha'Zix and Vi are normally looking for a lot of ganks early, looking to isolate people and get some kills. We'll see how it goes. And then, obviously, the bot lane is going to probably be another focus here. Unless, again, we do have that mixed match in mid as well, the control mage versus the assassin. We'll see how that goes, if that's going to blow everything up as well. But I feel like we're gonna be in for an interesting one, and it's really going to come down to probably jungle rotations again. And if either bot lane gets ahead, if they can stay ahead, that would be a big deal as well.
Very much so, and we're gonna find out pretty soon as we get onto the Rift. Countdown is happening very close. Want to give a quick shout out to our social medias. Discord, type the exclamation point Discord in chat to follow us on Discord. Join our Discord community. You can also follow us on Twitter at CStarLeague, as well as at CSLLOL if you're only interested in collegiate League of Legends. You can also follow our Facebook, facebook.com/CStarLeague. Want to give a quick shout out to Twitch for being here with us from the beginning to the end. Hopefully there is no end really, but thank you for being with us, Twitch. You can follow them on at twitch.com and also facebook.com/Twitch. My name is Joshua Fekes Quest. I am here with S Ruff. We're going to be on the Rift in just a moment. Stick around.
take you through. I'm higher when I'm with you. You know I'm higher when I'm with you. Said I'm higher when I'm with you. You know I'm higher when I'm with you. Said I'm higher when I'm with you, with you.
Alrighty, guys, and just like that, it looks like we are going to be into our second game.
Yeah, it's the best of 3, so Pitzer, they want to try to just finish this one at game number 2. Drexel, they need a win to bring this into game number 3. We're going to see what we get on the line of scrimmage here, because we have another blitzcrank, and like we said earlier in game number 1, we have a blitzcrank, that usually means an invade, and there's a lot of pings coming out to indicate that. Looks like not much going to happen, though. Port was scouted out already, so he's not going to be able to get too much going there. He's just going to go back. Yeah, he might be able to pull something. It's still early. He can still pull somebody over the dragon pit. There's just no ward. Actually, no, there is a ward in there from Drexel, so I don't think there's going to be too much going on there.
Well, apparently my mini-map has turned off. Why did that happen?
There is a hotkey. Let me...
I think that's what happened. I must have bumped the hotkey for
push
it.
F1, F2. I think it's actually F3 reveals both of them. Try that.
I do. It looks like my mini-map is the only thing that's not showing up now, even though it's on. That's odd. What did I do? Where's the mini-map button?
That is very interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, actually, you know what? It might be down in the bot left corner, interface visibility. Just turn on that. It might have that mini-map need to be clicked.
I do have it on, and I can see it on my screen, but for some reason I cannot see it in game. I think I know what the problem is. Give me 1 second here to...
No problem. While you do that, I'm going to go and call the action going on here as we see both teams just starting the bot side. They're going to be going the usual jungle route, starting at the bot side buffs and working their way to the top here. And I'm really interested in this top lane because it's a Kinnons, they can be aggressive. I mean, it's a ranged top lane. You can be aggressive with almost any ranged top lane. And
I'm just reconnecting the game real quick here, guys. So give me a second on that. I had to change the resolution, so I apologize for that. Just give me a second on that.
No worries.
I changed the resolution and everything was half the screen, and that'd be why I couldn't see anything.
Well, yeah. I've noticed the Riot client the spectator client has been a little buggy here and there. We are working through it, no problem. As I assure you, nothing really exciting is going on. Although Port did just grab a big cow, but I mean, you're not really going to do too much by grabbing an Alistar, so nothing going on in the bot lane. It's just farming right now, I assure you. This is a great time to start to get the whole reconnect thing going on because, again, not much is happening.
Yeah, it looks like we're almost back in. Give me a second. I'm at the load screen, and it's still not working properly. That's awesome.
There is some action in the mid lane. Captain Communist, though, held on to his summoners, but he is going to be forced to go back. Murphy did get a gank in the mid lane with the Talon, I should say, but now there is a flash and a Q into the face of the Kinnan in the top lane, so that is going to be first blood going over to Drexel this time around. Last game it was Pitzer, this time it is Drexel, and that is going over to Kira's 13's Vi with the assist of Jacqueline.
Alright, there we go, guys. Sorry about that as we missed one of the kills there, but we are now back in, and we have a mini-map and everything, so that's good to go. Sorry about that.
No problem. We did see the exhaust coming out from Captain Communist in the mid lane. He also used his flash as well as Murphy rounded his way back into the mid lane because Captain Communist looked like he was going to go back but decided to stay for a little bit more farm. And he ended up giving up 2 summoners just to do that. So not a very wise decision. He is going to be extremely vulnerable in that mid lane now with no summoners.
What is this Kennen starting build? Please explain this to me. I'm so confused.
Yeah, he's going Kleptomancy, by the way. So
he is, yeah.
Yeah, which you can do with his with his W. I'm sorry, when you get the electrical charge. That's actually not too bad of an idea. But Kinnons typically do start Doran's blades in the top lane to get a little bit more poke, a little bit more sustain as well, because they heavily rely on their auto attacks to do damage.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess with the early gank, he had to buy the second Doran just to kind of go into it. That makes a little bit more sense.
Second Doran is not typical though.
And then again, we see, I noticed now that the Sivir on Pitzer, as we have fight in the middle, there it goes. Uh-oh.
Yeah, there's a flash and an ignite going in onto Captain Communist, and that is going to be all he needs to be able to take him out because, again, Captain Communist used the summoners earlier, so he had nothing to withstand against the Talon. It's a very nice pickup on the side of Pitzer.
making it 1-1, and actually Pitzer has the gold lead, and there's got to be a significant farm advantage going here. Yes, it is. Looks like the Kennen is up about 15 CS almost now, 14 at the moment, but he is using that range advantage that he has top, as it looks like we have a fight breaking out of the middle.
Yeah, the Q did miss though, so that is going to give Talon a little bit of an advantage here, but Murphy's here as well to back him up. Talon did take a lot of damage, and he used the flash earlier, so he's still going to go back, but he is going to go back with quite a bit of gold to be able to finish off, build that longsword into a serrated dirk, so he's going to come back even more powerful in that mid lane.
And there we go. Sorry, I had the time control still up. I was trying to figure out what he meant by that, and I was like, what's the time control? Oh, the replay bar. Got it. Don't worry, guys. We got this.
Yeah, no worries. Do want to emphasize that you are from Vainglory, so I know this is new to you, bro, but League of Legends it's fun. They're always adding things to their spectator client, and sometimes they add things and then take them away. For instance, the keystones.
Yeah.
They used to have keystones, and we don't see them, so I'm kind of guessing on what the keystones are for some of these guys.
Yeah, that's kind of weird too, especially with how important keystones have to change the meta. It looks like a fight in the middle, so.
Yeah, there is a Vi here. It's going to back off as Talon was able to actually get satchel charged away, so that was Captain Communist blowing Talon out of position there for Rakira to land that Q, so going to be safe. And that is something to be noted, though. Rakira is heavily paying attention to this mid lane.
Yeah, it feels like they want to get it rolling at least, and obviously with that early kill that the Talon got, and actually there's a fairly sizable CS lead in the mid lane as well. There's a 14 CS lead for the Talon as well. So there's a CS lead in the top by about 10 and mid by about 15, and that's where you're seeing that 800 gold difference coming for the side of Pitzer. And it looks like a rogue bot here actually.
Ooh. There's Talon gonna get. Oh, he has his ultimate, and he'll be able to get a kill. He doesn't even use the ignite, just use the bleed from his ability. So Talon, he just took out the jungler, and that is pretty huge for Pitzer, because that is pressure off of the map from them. Flash being used by Khan to avoid the big rocket grab from Port. So far, even though the first blood was going over, went over to Drexel, Pitzer, it's not stopped them, and they are taking control of this game early on.
Yeah, they had good vision control there, and I feel like that's how they were able to catch out Rakira on the jungler with the Talon, and his ignite actually was down for that. And here comes a roam in the middle again. Satchel charge to save him.
This one by Port. Yeah, very nice satchel charge. He was going to get rocket grabbed. He doesn't have his flash up yet. He does have the exhaust, but it's not going to be enough to mitigate the damage from Talon right now, who is 2 levels above Captain Communist at the moment.
Yeah, that's something hard to deal with when you're that far behind, though, too. As a mid laner, the level difference, especially, I feel like we're going to see this Talon try and go for another all, and he just went back to bought the serrated dirk, and now he's going to come back in. I believe as soon as he has this ignite, we're going to see him going on top of the Ziggs again and just try to steamroll him in this lane.
Yeah, more than likely, and it's less than a minute on that ignite, too, so expect to see a kill in about 1 minute.
Dragon's going down.
Yeah, the dragon. Yeah, that's actually a good point too. The dragon is going to be contested right now by Drexel, and there's no vision on the side of Pitzer, so that was a very easy Infernal Drake going over to Drexel, and they're gonna take what they can get right now, because so far in lanes they are not having a good time.
Yeah, it looks like they're just trying to stabilize a little bit now. Obviously, Talon is now rotating top. It looks like going for a kill on Shen. Might just be getting some vision. Gets the plant down there. And checking out to see what's going on in the side of Drexel's jungle here in the top side here. Looks like he might be waiting for the Vi, and that might be a good trap to wait for since it is up.
Oh my gosh, that's so evil.
And here he is going and jumping over the wall, it looks like. He's thinking about it.
He knows she's there. He's just waiting for her to use all of her abilities, and there it is. Going to dish out everything onto him. Even throws the ignite, hops over the wall, gets a flash out of.
Ooh, re-engage
as well. Might be getting turned around. Ooh. If he can survive Captain Communist turning that one around. Talon caught out of position, and a very nice level up by Rakira. Actually, that wasn't a level up. That was just health being picked up, I believe, from a smite or something. I don't know where he got the health from.
He got the shield. He actually got a full shield from the Shen ulti is what happened. The Stand United from Shen came in to ensure him not dying as he re-engaged with the Vi ulti. And so really nicely played there to kind of outplay the Talon, who was just sitting and waiting for that gank to happen. Maybe he could have gone in a little bit sooner when the wolves were still up, and it might have created enough confusion, but it turns out to turn out on his head. So Talon losing out on some of that CS lead now because he wasted all that time trying to get the kill on Vi, only for it to bite him in the butt.
Yeah, and he could have just picked up on Ziggs, but decided not to. But now it looks like Khan is running into some trouble. He does have his ultimate here. He's going to pop it, going to mitigate a lot of damage. That is still Talon and Murphy on the wrong side of town here, so they have to get out, and they can do it. Thankfully, they're both mobile champions, but looks like Murphy's actually going to stick around. A lot of cheeky plays coming out from both sides. Actually, I should say both sides, mostly from Pitzer right now.
Yeah, they're really looking for those ganks to keep the game rolling. Whereas we see on the other side, it's more objective basis. Rakira, even after they got that return kill onto the Talon, they go straight to the top part of the map and go for that Rift Herald, trying to get more on top of the Infernal Drake that they already have, get a little bit of pushing power going in their way. Objective-based play from Drexel is really nice so far. You can clearly see that they know they're having some issues, but they're trying to make up for it with those neutral objectives.
Yeah, and that's actually going to be really huge because the Rift Herald will be able to more than likely shove down a turret, especially with the Ziggs on their side. You need about maybe one turret, a full health Rift Herald burst ramming into a tower.
And here comes a fight bottom.
Yeah, fight on the bottom here. There's the ultimate pop from Squishy Carry. Is a Miracle going to go down? No, Squishy Carry pops. No, that wasn't Squishy Carry, that was Murphy popping the stopwatch. But meanwhile, in the mid lane, there's a Talon picking up Communist as well. So kills going all around, and there's a teleport. Jacqueline on the bot side now, able to pick up a double kill, and that was very, very good for Drexel. And now it looks like Assault and Battery going to go in onto Talon. Talon needs to be careful, but actually so does Ricari. Ricari, he's 2 levels below Talon, and it looks like Talon is going to be a little bit cheeky here, just going to let him go back, and that's why not, because now you can pop the Rift Herald.
Oh, but he does get the interrupt on it. What a play by Blitz with the
Oh
flash
my God!
silence to get the interrupt on the Rift Herald, so it is canceled on the summon. If you do get silenced or stunned, it is interrupted on the channel, so we got to see that. That's interesting. You don't get to see that every day, but the Rift Herald, as we were just commending them for getting it, is now denied by some cheeky play by Port. Very, very heads up there. Cost him his flash, but it probably saved him a mid-turret.
That was amazing. I honestly don't even know about that mechanics. That was amazing awareness by Port. Rushing up and using his ultimate. Very nicely played in that. Yeah, like you said, it's going to be a denial of a turret as well, because that is almost... Rift Herald is not a guaranteed turret, but it is almost a guaranteed turret. And if nothing else, it does a huge amount of damage. And again, when you have Ziggs, that huge amount of damage can equal a turret because of the satchel charge. So very, very nicely played by Port. Huge props to him. That is montage worthy. But be it as it may, that is an objective down for Drexel. We have roaming on the top side, Murphy. And,
it looks like they won this tower, and there goes the dive.
Yeah, there's a slicing
Oh, and mid.
Underneath the turret, have to be careful. But now, yeah, that was in the mid lane. Talon taking out the Ziggs for the 3rd time. Captain Communist going down, this time to the Ignite. And they were able, in the top side, Pitzer, I should say, able to keep Jacqueline off of the turret, and that is going to be the first turret going over to Pitzer.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting happen there with the directed camera going a little bit crazy there, obviously,
Yeah.
as Talon dove in onto Captain Communist there to get his 3rd, I believe that's his 3rd solo kill of the game too.
That is his 3rd one, 3rd solo for sure, 4th overall.
Yeah. Hey, and looks like Alistar now coming into a little bit of attack on the bot lane. Port in some trouble, but here comes the ulties.
Huge amount of damage on a Miracle. He needs to be careful. He doesn't have the health to really withstand anything, and the Ignite is on him as well. But in the mid lane, there is Talon. He is just getting a little bit too far into enemy territory, but he can make it out. He can vault over the wall, just fine Murphy. I don't know if he's going to be able to be the same, though, as he is going to go down. That is Jacqueline on a killing spree, taking out Murphy. But now on the bot side, we're going to go back there, as Miracle still has quite a low health bar. Squishy Carry and Port, they're trying to press in onto its tower.
I believe I saw Port land 2 or 3 hooks in the process there, so that was really nice, and that's where they were able to push so much damage. I believe they actually got the flash. They did get the flash of the Alistar in that exchange. And then Talon, skin of his teeth in that mid lane, able to jump out over the wall.
Yeah, not the same for Murphy. He actually did end up going down. Not as mobile as a Talon. Talon can vault over any of the walls he wants to one time. Murphy, he has some cooldowns to think about here, but they're going to keep that mid tower alive, though, as we get a teleport from the Kinnan into the mid side. But we do see Dragon being contested by Drexel, trying to sneak it. Not going to happen this time, as it may be turned around over into the favor of Pitzer, I should say. and they do end up taking that. Oh, there's an Ocean Drake, and on the top side, let's not forget about that one. Talon is chasing down Jacqueline, trying to pick up that retribution kill, that gold from his killing spree, but it's not going to happen. And overall,
pretty close fight there.
Yeah, very close.
Top. Talon was pretty secure in trying to get that turret, though. Obviously, having the level advantage is huge, and now he's doing exactly what he needs to do as a Talon, which is split pushing and still looking for kills. Even though it was on a tank like Shen, he's far enough ahead with his sorry, I'm gonna say the name wrong. So with the Duskblade, and it looks like he's going even more of the armor pen, or lethality as it is now called, there as well. So he's got a lot of burst. So until this Shen gets a couple more items, there's no way he's gonna even be able to withstand the burst. So everybody's gonna have to kind of almost cower in fear of the mighty Talon that is 4-1 right now, because he is quite scary.
Yeah, Jacqueline built for Kinnan. He has that adaptive helm, but yeah, when you have a fed Talon, that adaptive helm is not going to help you. But when we saw that, Talon just able to pretty much manhandle Jacqueline. Let's see if Port can land a cheeky rocket grab here, as Kinnan just shoves into the mid lane turret. But as we were talking about in the champion select, Captain Communist on the Ziggs, he does have quite a bit of wave clear, being that control mage of some sorts. So it's going to be difficult to get through him onto that turret. You more than likely have to just dive him and kill him in order to get any sort of objective like that.
Yeah, and the gold lead is still sitting about 1,000. It's been kind of going up and down a little bit here and there, but 5-5 on the kill. There is the Infernal Drake on the side of Drexel, so they have that little bit of advantage. As looks like Blitz is going for a fist. A good block there from the Alistar, and now they're going to have to run away.
Yeah, and we do see some backline coming up, as well as Ricari is going to Assault Battery, lock down the big Blitzcrank, and that is going to cause him to go down. Ricari picking up that kill.
Yeah, a little bit of over-aggression, I felt like, from Port, feeling like he felt very confident in there, but they don't really have a whole lot of vision on this bot side jungle, so they had no idea where the jungler is, so it's a little risky to do, and it does end up costing him his life, as another fight kind of breaks out in the middle, it looks like.
Yeah, Talon's able to vault away, though. He's going to be he's going to be safe enough. The mid tower is almost down. That's going to be Pitzer's second tower if they're able to pick that one up, but they're going to deny it just for a little bit longer. And now that is Drexel going to be counter pushing into the mid lane turret.
Oh, there's a flash, double flashes actually, and
yeah, double flash. Stopwatch is going to probably save Captain Communist here, as it does negate a lot of that ignite, and he is going to walk away. Nice tower pick up by Drexel.
Yeah, get in that mid turret early, especially when they've been kind of getting crushed in mid most of this game. And here comes Captain Communist. He does get fisted. The leap isn't enough.
He's more than likely going to go down, even with the Stand United on top of him. That is so much damage between Murphy and Talon.
And he was half health to start the fight, nonetheless.
Yeah,
so.
that too. Yeah, that too. So that is going to be a very
here comes the counter push right in mid as well, so they will get up they end up getting a kill and the return turret. So here Pitzer doing a very good job in the objective controls here so far. They were able to contest that second Drake, and now they're going for a tier 2 here as well, so we'll see if they want to go for any more dives. The ult from Talon is down, but
the ult from Kinnan is up, and there's a taunt onto the Talon, trying to get him as low as possible.
Ooh, lots of damage.
He goes stealth. He is eventually going to go down, and that is going to be a shutdown going into Rikira, I should say. And there is an engage coming out from Drexel. They're trying to pick up as many as possible, only be able to pick up Talon. And it was a very nice disengage after the fact by Pitzer.
Yeah, and as we saw last game, and as we see this game again, Squishy Carry is not with his team, but he is pushing a turret. Not as far ahead this time. Blocks out the ulti from Ziggs there, who was trying to clear the wave. But he does do significant work on that bottom tower, so that might be able to put even more gold in their pocket here shortly once they're able to finally secure that bot turret. But it looks like the side of Drexel is aware of this, and they're rotating not just their mid laner, but their bot lane back down there as well. Oh, Hextech flash.
Oh, there's the Hextech, and there's the look onto
Murphy.
And it is going to go down easy, and there Khan may be the one follow up as well, but Captain Communist is there, going to try to stop him. Murphy, he's on the pursuit. He is going to flash, and is he going to be able to pick this one up? He does, even through the knockup. So Murphy picking up that kill. Dragon is up in 1 minute and 20 seconds. Rikira will be up by then, but a very nice power play by Pitzer to salvage their position in that bot side.
Yeah, especially if they're going to try. I don't know if they're going to be able to with the wave clear that they have. And actually, they might be able to because of just the threat with Murphy coming back in as well. They are going to be able to force them off this turret and take out the bottom turret as well. So that is all tier 1s down for the side of Pitzer taking out Drexel's tier 1s here, obviously. So that's a good map control they should be able to establish now. We'll see what they decide to do with it.
And it looks like Talon maybe for some blood as well. He has his ult. He's going. Is he going to go? And he gets exhausted. Might not be the best option for him. He actually just gets melted.
Oh,
down.
what another fist, and then
Very
Zonia.
nice. But a Zonia, and that's not the stopwatch turned into a Zonia's, and just ever so poke on to Port from Miracle. And let's talk about that Jinx for a moment. They uncap the attack speed whenever you get excited. So you can dish out a huge amount of damage in a short amount of time.
And top lane?
Yeah, top lane, there's Assault and Battery and Stand United going in on to the Kinnan. And now even the Gromp, he's going to get a little bit of action in there as well. And Rikira picking up that kill. 4-2-2, not doing too bad on the Spy.
Exactly. I'm starting to notice, as you can see, as we mentioned, Rikira was playing that Blitzcrank in the support position last game. Now they're playing this Vi in the jungle role, and you can almost... It seems like they're a little bit better of a shot caller, and they might be the shot caller for this team, because as things are happening around the map, it always seems like Rikira is making calls to call Jacquin in for those ultis, or to let him know that he's nearby to make those picks, because they seem like to be on the same page almost every single fight. So it might be the big difference here for them as a pause happens as we get that second Ocean Drake comes out, but this time it goes to the side of Drexel. But yeah, I'm saying Rikira looks like very comfortable in this position as a jungler and seems to be making some really good calls that are kind of putting them in some in very good positions. They're still down on gold, but they're getting neutral objectives, and without the misstep like the Rift Herald we just saw earlier, that objective control has pretty much been in the favor of Drexel over Pitzer. And Pitzer is just being able to make all the objectives happen off of the kills, off of the back of this Talon. So we'll see how this transitions a little bit more as we're going from mid to later game here. We repaused even though somebody reconnected. I don't know when we're going to be restarting though.
Yeah, and it's always the dreaded pause, always the mystery, but it does give us time to break down a few things. And yeah, like you said, Pitzer essentially riding on the coattails of the Talon right now. Kinnan not having a great lane. Does have quite a bit of farm, 173 farm. Let's not forget about that. It just has had the opportunity to keep farmed up, but hasn't added anything into this game as far as help getting any kills for his team. He's actually only on 2 deaths right now, and does have more gold than the Shin, but obviously his Shin can do a lot more with his map presence, considering you do have the Stand United. But we are back into game here, and both teams looking like they're going to reset and maybe scouting each other out. There's a lot to there's actually a lot to achieve for Pitzer. Drexel still has that top lane to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and we see from the Alistar from the side of Pitzer here as we run into another, or no, of Drexel, sorry, as we run into another pause. He actually does go for Knight's Vow as his first item. This shows a lot that they're going to try and use this Jinx as a hyper carry. Obviously, Jinx with that passive, and as Feg has mentioned, the change to it where you get uncapped attack speed when you get the killer assist with her passive when you go hyper. So we'll see how that go, or get excited, sorry, hyper is Gnar. So we'll see how that goes, because that makes it so Jinx can withstand a lot more damage, and it might be able to help negate this Talon dive. And I feel like that's like the main strength of this Pitzer lineup, is they're looking for a quick kill on someone, and the more that Drexel can do to limit a quick kill, like the Knight's Vow to reduce damage onto the Jinx and throw an exhaust onto the Talon, stuff like that, will probably allow them to win more team fights, just because I feel like they have the better appeal with the Shen and the Alistar, and as well the Ziggs and the Vi to help out as well. I feel like the hyper carry Jinx might be something that Pitzer might have some problems with later on in this game if they can't keep snowballing.
Yeah, the snowball is very relevant right now, considering they did not shut down Miracle at all. 114 right now, 202 farm, so doing very well for himself at the moment. And does have an option to get a stopwatch item with the Guardian Angels, so could even have a get out of jail free card with that, either a stopwatch or the Guardian Angels. You know, both of them are quite fine at that, and it does deny Port from that grab or an assassination from either the Talon or Murphy. So we're going to see how they are able to transition into this mid game. We're at 21 minutes, 21 and a half minutes. 2 dragons on the side of Drexel right now. The turrets are still on the advantage of Pitzer, but we don't know for how long. Yeah, so far it's been a pretty even bout. Pitzer with that extra turret has the slight gold advantage, but it almost doesn't seem like it's really swaying the power in their favor like it should be.
Yeah, we haven't seen the real team fights bursting out. I feel like that would show that 1,000, 1,500 gold lead show off early on in this game. But I feel like most of the gold is probably sitting on, or actually I look at it, it's got to be on the Talon because he's up 40 CS as well as we get back into the game. But Talon is just looking for those picks, but it's like a double-edged sword. If he goes too deep and ends up dying like he has a couple times now, it can cause really lot problems. And as we go into it, there he is going for that dive right away and gets it almost instantaneously. That's exactly what they need to do. I love it when they actually do what you're talking about because that's awesome. But he didn't use the Ignite either, just the ulti to blow up the Jinx there. Drexel is getting to the point where Jinx is going to put all their eggs into one basket, I feel like.
Yeah, and if Talon can do that, then it might not be a bad idea for Pitzer to do that, but you need some different sort of damage. Here, this is the problem. This is the big problem, though, is that every time he does that, he sticks around too long. He's done that 4 times because there's 4 times he should not have died, in my opinion. And he's just been really risky with his plays after he does something good.
Yeah, and actually, as you said that, as I figured out how to finally pull up the gold values, the most of the gold is actually, it is on Talon, but there's actually tiny little bit more on Squishy Carry. He's sitting at almost 9,300 gold value right now, so it's interesting to see that the 1, 1, and 2 Sivir with a good farm advantage though is still keeping up on the gold with a Talon that has 6 kills. And another DC for Port this time, it looks like, unfortunately. Somebody's having some internet issues.
Yeah, having some of those connection issues. He's reconnected immediately, though, but the pause still went through in a total of about 4 minutes of the pause. But already eaten away, but we're going to see Port can fix that one. He did say he reconnected, so I'd assume he's going to be back pretty soon. Might be on pause in just a moment as well. Just going to get some bearings straight and make sure everything's going to be good. Back on here.
Yeah, and looking at it, it's another score that I just noticed that is quite interesting to look at is the Shen actually has 3 kills, and that normally doesn't happen a whole lot of Shen. Obviously, he's been making a lot of plays coming across the map and probably just cleaning up kills, though. But he's got 3-0 and 4. He's got the same kill participation as the Vi, and he's the top lane Shen. That's a really good thing to see from a Shen. That means he's using his ulti to get to fights. He's making the map rotations into his jungle to help his jungler, and he's also using the teleport to get in the fights as well. And compared to the Kennen, obviously, it's kind of weird to see because Kennen is that huge team fight champion. Like, his ulti can completely devastate another team, but it feels like we haven't seen any of those huge ultis yet. He's had a couple that are on, like, in the 2v2s or something like that when he's fighting, but nothing real big that's hitting 3+ members of the enemy team.
No, and I was kind of disappointed at that because, yeah, like you said, that's what you do as a Kennen. You get into those team fights, and every time he's put down a slicing maelstrom, it hasn't really panned out for him. Meanwhile, yeah, Shin, he used that teleport earlier to get a double kill on the bot side, and that really helped out Drexel's bot side, bot lane advantage. I mean, that's one of the reasons why Miracle has done so well in lane compared to, Squishy Carry hasn't really done that bad either, but he still has stayed alive, and that has helped Shockwind get his KDA buffed up as well. And yeah, it doesn't really take much for Shin to be effective in this game. You only need like 1 or 2 items to truly make your mark here in the early going, and he's done that already. He's got a Sunfire and Adaptive Helm, and yeah, the Sunfire is going to be great against Talon and Murphy. So he's sitting pretty right now, 3-0-4. He is behind in farm, gold, I should say, just a little bit. But again, his need for gold not near as much of a need as a Kennen.
Yeah, and Kennen doesn't have that big Zonius yet either that you normally see him get to be able to make those flanking plays. That'll be something that we'll have to see here for the side of Pitzer coming up here, is if we're going to see a big teleport play from this Kennen to get that Slicing Maelstrom off, or if they're not even going to go for those big team fight plays. Their team comp, the more I look at it, and I've noticed it throughout the game, is it's a kind of a mishmash of things because they want to be able to run in on somebody and start fights and do things like that, but they really need to kind of group up to do that. But who's going to initiate is where the real fight's going to come out of. If they're going to use Blitzcrank to just try and pull someone in, or if they're just going to use the Sivir ulti to close the gap for their Talon and their Kha'Zix as well as their Kennen. If they can do something like that, I feel like they could win a team fight pretty easily with how strong this Talon is, but they got to try and force it and probably lean away from what they've been doing in the early game that got them their advantage, which is a lot of solo ganks by Talon. But I feel like they're getting to the point where they're going to have to team fight soon because as the gold comes for the side of Drexel, who is a little bit behind, they will be able to come back, and they're being able to survive these ganks from Talon, or as we saw a couple times now, is catch him out while after he makes the gank, which will eventually Talon starts to fall off at some point. So he's got to really think about what they're going to do here quickly as we approach the mid to late game.
And that's why these overstays by Talon is so crucial. Like you said, he's died 4 times. I know 3 of those are by just being out of position after he's done something very helpful for his team, taking out somebody, assassinating somebody, and he just overstays. That is going to be even more crucial as the game goes on. And like you said, Drexel starts scaling up into this game, because they're not. I mean, it's not a huge kill count game right now. They haven't been absolutely feeding or anything like that. Captain Communist having a very rough time, but he can come back. It's not a huge issue to stay in the back lines if a Talon isn't a threat. So Talon, he needs to position himself very well and avoid getting caught out after he ends up assassinating somebody, because that's been kind of his Achilles heel so far, and it might be a huge Achilles heel for Pitzer all around.
Yeah, like you said, his dying is really hurting them, and it actually is allowing, like you said, Captain Communist is making a comeback on CS. He was a lot further behind than he was about 25 right now. I feel like he was further behind earlier, and those deaths on Talon are what's allowing him to come back into the game. And so they need to kind of clean up their play here if they want to keep their lead, which is good. They need to start looking to get some of these tier 2s and look for more neutral objectives if they're really going to want to close this game out, as it looks like they're looking for a gank again.
Yeah, getting a vision control in the bot side of the jungle is going to be crucial here, so that is what they are going to do. But Drexel is very privy to it. They are also clearing out wards placed by Pitzer, as there are plenty from both sides. A lot of emphasis on the bot side. And Kinnan, he needs to be careful. I don't know if, he misses it. He's going to get caught out. But here is the backup as well. Assault and batter going in onto Kinnan. He does take him out, but that is a kill going over to Pitzer as well. Talon picking up Rakira, and that is a big engage off of the map for both sides, actually, with Kinnan down and Drexel. But there's the rocket grab. You can always rely on that.
The heal, though, comes out to get space.
Yeah, the heal and no follow-up damage either. Squish and Carry getting there a little bit late, but now Talon is making his way into the fight. And Guardian Angel's on the side of Murphy, so he's being very aggressive because he knows he can. Guardian Angel is popped. He's going to stay safe, but look at Talon. He chases a little bit more, and that's what you don't need to do. You can just take out this objective on the spot side. He vaults over the wall. You might be able to pick up the big cow here as Khan knocks him up, but it is going to be inevitable. Talon picking up that kill, and that is going to be the inner bot lane turret going over to Pitzer.
Yeah, and right there is what we see. Why people put Blitzcrank right there is for those big hooks that they're able to pick somebody off, like Miracle on this Jinx. They didn't actually get the kill on it, but that set up the entire fight and started off the kind of train roll effect here of Pitzer kind of running in with those assassins, Talon and Kha'Zix, coming in to just get the kill and secure all the kills, as many as they can, obviously, and then they end up getting the turret as well. But yeah, there's a Guardian Angel on this Kha'Zix as the second item, I just realized, and it totally just paid off right there, because he dove in, took a bunch of damage, and Talon was able to come in there and clean up the kills while they were trying to focus down the Kha'Zix, who basically was a tank Kha'Zix there, essentially, as we have the dive coming in onto the cannon again, 1v1 going on up top.
I think Slicing Maelstrom is up right now. He's kind of hesitant to use it. May think he doesn't need to, but he does have Flash as well. It gets a stun in onto Rakira, so he's going to be safe. Keep a hold of that Slicing Maelstrom. At least it says it is on my screen. Also, Talon's ultimate icon was glitched earlier. He had it when it showed he didn't have it, so I'm not actually sure if he has Slicing Maelstrom, but either way, he held on to it, kept his cool, held on to his Flash as well. So just played it very cool. Kinnan going to survive, stay alive, and going to ward around this Baron, as that looks like the biggest point of contention for both teams right now.
Yeah, and that's something I've noticed as we go along through here, is the side of Pitzer. They do have some really good vision control around this Baron pit. They have had it for a couple minutes here. It looked like as Kennen was rotating down, he was placing his wards, and obviously they have 2 of the control wards placed in their own jungle. But it looks like, here comes getting caught out a little bit. His Talon uses his ulti just to get away.
Yeah, he got away, but now has the Talon ultimate down, and he's getting caught out again. I don't know why he keeps doing this. It's bothering me, Ruff.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. You would think that somebody, I mean, it's not even it's over aggression, but it's not over aggression, it seems, as we have, oh man, run away for your life there. good ult or shield to stop the ulti, but the flash is
yeah.
there.
It's still, yeah, the flash is there, the damage is there. That's a Triforce on Rakira, so there is so much damage followed up. Even if you miss your ult, you have a ton of damage behind it. And now it looks like the Baron is going to be started by Drexel.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting Baron here as they do have all 5 members around it, but there are 4 members up for this side of Pitzer along with that Kha'Zix. He does not have the level advantage. Rakira is up a level, so they should win the Smite War, but it looks like they are going to play it safe. It is quite a bit risky to try and do a blind Baron when you know the other team is already around it, even though they only have 4 people. There's a Blitzcrank on the other team, and if they pull somebody out the pit, it's instantly a 4-on-4, so...
Yeah, very wise move by Drexel to cancel that one. There is a dragon to be had that is going to be the Mountain Drake, so they can just rotate down there and pick that one up. That would be their 3rd Drake of the game. 3 different kinds of Drakes at that. But it looks like they may be trying to... I guess we're just going to go back. I'm not really sure what the Drexel's doing here, but they noticed that Spitzer's moving up into the Baron area, so they're going to avoid going back and maybe try picking somebody off here with Port. But
and there it is.
Yeah, so you don't want to grab a Shin, but I guess if you grab somebody, grab a Shin. Why not?
Oh, and then a little overextension there
Look
by
at
the
Talon.
Talon. Ooh.
He gets stealthed out and he goes
Oh,
away.
Kennen ulti, headbutted out.
Ulti, slicing Maelstrom, very nice headbutt by Khan to get him out of the way. But Rakira is down. Talon now on the backside. He's exhausted. He goes down. That is Jinx picking up that kill. Stand United on her as well. And this is going to be a counter engage by Drexel as they are going to just push and push and push. They don't have a wave with them yet, but they will soon, and they may look to siege this mid lane turret.
I'm pretty sure that headbutt just changed that entire fight, to be honest. That headbutt was beautiful. I think only 1 tick of the ulti got on all members of Drexel here before the headbutt from the Alistar came out to knock out that Kennen from the middle of the fight. And that it looked like the side of Drexel wanted to go by there is what it looked like more than anything, because I looked at their gold and they all had about the same amount of gold up, it seemed like. So they all had about 1,000 gold. And now they're going to be able to take the dragon as well. So they only have 3 Drakes. That's not too bad of a start. No double stacks, but, you know, a decently won fight for them. They're still behind on gold, but they're still getting some of these neutral objectives.
Yeah, and that could be really pivotal in this late game whenever the Elder Drake starts coming up, because then those 3 Drakes won't matter if they're duplicates or not. That's still going to be a huge amount of true damage added onto their team. And I want to give a shout out to Khan. He is so good on this Alistar. He's denied so much engage and steal, but we're going to see Pitzer try to take advantage of Drexel in this positioning, see if they can melt down this Baron fast enough to pick it up.
Yeah, and they are starting on it. There is no one really taking it. Murphy backed off there a little bit, but here we go. We're going to have a smite battle here, it looks like.
Who's going to be able to pick it up? It is going to be Pitzer picking that one up in the late jump into the pit by Drexel's Rakira, I should say, going to go down. That is Kennen's first kill. They finally picked that one up, and Shin out of position as well, going to go down as well. Double kill for the Kennen, and now it's going to be retaliated. Port does go down, but that's 4 Barons on the side of Pitzer.
Ooh, does he get the kill? He does.
He's gonna get a kill. Yeah, that is the thing. Captain Communist is so squishy, and now Talon, he's in the mix as well, but so is Miracle, and he gets a nice trap onto the Talon.
The teleport in.
Teleport, slicing Maelstrom by the Kennen, but it's still Miracle able to take away a couple more Barons there, but it's still in favor of Pitzer. Double kill for Kennen, and now someone who is irrelevant in lane 4-3-2 gets an ace and the Baron for his team.
Yeah, that teleport play was nice. Unfortunately for Squishy Carry, he was trying to recall out of the pit with the rest of his team, but was unable to complete it before Ziggs came in with those poke bombs. And he does actually end up getting a kill and trading his life out there. But that was a pretty hectic fight. It all kind of started when Rakira didn't get into the pit fast enough, which was... made securing Baron for Murphy relatively easy. They do end up losing 3 people that had Baron, but they still end up getting Baron and another turret and the ace on top of it. So the gold lead is now almost 8,000 at 31 minutes here for the side of Pitzer, who is already up 1-0 in the series. So it's going to be interesting to see if Drexel can make a comeback here.
Yeah, they're going to need that Elder Baron, which Elder Drake, which is
Elder Baron, that sounds fun.
That sounds overpowered. But the Elder Dragon is going to be up next. It's not going to be up for a few more minutes, but it is the next dragon up, and that is going to be a huge contention point for Drexel because they have 3 Drakes already, and that is going to swing any team fight in their favor, no matter the engage that Pitzer Pitzer, I'm sorry, Pitzer is able to pick off here. So we still have some connection issues with Port. Connecting, reconnecting. I'm gonna see if they can fix that internet.
They're gonna have to send a message to whatever dorm he lives in and be like, dude, we gotta fix the internet because it's not working.
Yeah. And that is one of the things. That is one of the things we're seeing a lot of these scholarship community schools come out now. Pitzer's not one of them, unfortunately. With the scholarship communities, the scholarship schools, you see them get their own playing facility where they actually have really nice internet. But you're seeing the grassroots versus the scholarships in that respect. I should say. Drexel, I don't believe they're not a scholarship school either. So it is level playing ground as far as that's concerned. But we are seeing the effects of playing in your dorm. I mean, you get that dorm internet. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. In this case, Port, he is connected though, so he is back. Trying to find a hook. Yeah.
A couple connection issues, but obviously making some good hooks here in the course of the team fights, as they are now pushing with that Baron buff still, taking out the last tier 2. Good job for map control here for the side of Pitzer. And it looks like they're looking for more, but it looks like Talon's going to cut out on the backside.
Talon is doing it again.
Ooh, re-engage.
But he did get the Ziggs ultimate out, and a nice grab by Port on the outside. Miracle has the Guardian Angels, has to have it popped. Is he going to be able to go down? No, there's a Stand United going in onto Miracle, but too much power on the side of Squishy Carry, able to pick up that kill. And this is Pitzer cleaning up house right now, and that means that is going to be a top lane inhibitor going down. Triple kill, by the way, for Kinnan. So you're seeing the power that he can bring to the table once he gets going.
Yeah, Squishy Carry too, able to get those bouncing blades going off. He was the one that I believe got the kill on most of them. Rakira was barely getting out and actually unfortunately had one of those last attacks bounce to him off of his teammate to try to kill him. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna just go for the end.
Yeah, they got the
Oh, this turret's not high enough, but they're not tanking it. Uh-oh. Taunt comes in.
Well, I just need to keep hitting the turret.
There's
there.
one.
Finally goes down. Nexus is open.
Oh,
The next
flash.
respawn is in 10 seconds. They have 10 seconds to do this. They can
That's
do it.
over.
Pitzer, this is a 2-0 out of 3 going over to Pitzer. So congratulations to them. Clean sweeping Drexel in their first game of the Junior Varsity League.
Yeah, that was a crazy ending to that game, because all I know is at one point in time, Kennen for the side of Pitzer was using his slicing maelstrom. It looks like he didn't flash because his flash is still off cooldown, but like he was inside their base using his slicing maelstrom while most of the team of Drexel was actually outside trying to kill the Talon. So that was kind of a weird fight, and I couldn't tell why that happened, but obviously they had the gold lead there, and with Sivir being as she is able to sit free firing in the backline, and with that pull on the Jinx, it was almost that. I think that pull on the Jinx is what sealed the deal for the side of Pitzer. Some good play by Port, but good play all around by them, showcasing that, like we said, the Kennen, who was 0-2-0 for most of the game, ends up 7-3-3. Those were some huge slicing maelstorms that he landed. Yeah,
that's showing fortitude. That's showing that you don't get tilted. So very good job by Pitzer. That is the only game of the day for us. Now, like I said, that was a best of 3. Both games won by Pitzer against Drexel. So they are going to move to 1-0, while Drexel, they go to 0-2 in their season so far, as they have already played a game, lost their first game. This is Pitzer's first one, and they won that one. So congratulations to them. And that's going to be it. Going to give a quick shout out to our social medias and our sponsor, Discord. Type in !Discord in the chat to join our Discord community. You can also follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/CStarLeague and twitter.com/CSLLOL if you're interested in only the League of Legends collegiate community. You can also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/CStarLeague. And of course, want to give a shout out to Twitch for being there with us from the beginning, for PAX East to PAX West. They're still with us, and we could not be here without them. So thank you very much, Twitch. Go follow them on Twitter at Twitch, and of course on Facebook at facebook.com/Twitch. And also, we will be having a broadcast coming up this week, I believe. They're still pending, but 2 games on the 27th, 2 games on the 28th. That's the weekend. I said the week, but that is actually the weekend. So definitely follow us on Twitter to get updates on those. Should be at 12 and 3 Pacific Standard Time on both days. But again, I'm not going to announce the teams that potentially will be playing because I don't know if they're for sure locked in, but we will more than likely have games on the weekend. So follow us on Twitter and stay tuned for that. Other than that, my name is Joshua Fekes Quest, and I am here with S-Ruff. And thank you very much for joining me over from the Vainglory side. And it was a good day for me. So yeah, everyone. Yeah, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say my roots are from League of Legends. I played League since beta, so I know a lot about it. But obviously, this is my first time casting it, guys. So thank you for bearing with me. I do appreciate it. Hopefully, I can just do nothing but improve for you guys and make it a little bit smoother for the rest of the season. But as I did throw up the schedule there a little bit. We saw that he was talking about more League this weekend. That is hopefully going to be Varsity League, is what he the only thing he forgot to mention there. So looking for those big schools that we mentioned, the ones with the scholarships, and the ones looking to get those players moving into the LCS and above and beyond everywhere else. So again, guys, check us out on that, and as always, have a good rest of your night, and we'll throw it off, and we'll see you guys next time.